We come home, we were scared to death, man. With the stories about you hear the car pull up. He's like, man, what we gonna do? Oh.
You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you say it as it is? I think it's important.
My earliest memory is my father hitting my mother in the face as hard as he could. And I remember seeing her on the floor and then looking at him, this giant of a man who I thought, my God, he says he loves her. What is he gonna do to me? And all I could think, I want to protect her. I want to protect her. And I said, I gotta be strong. And I gotta get strength. Because nobody is gonna do my mother like that again. But when I discovered working out, and I went in that gym, I was about 13. I stayed in there and 2 dumbbells and just kept doing it. It was what I wanted because I could control myself. I could control my life. Took my whole family back from LA to Flint. We call this Christmas from hell. I brought them back, and my girls were smaller then. I told my father, I said, hey, don't act up. So do not get drunk and do not act up. Oh man, I know, I understand, just come on back. So we leave the kids with my parents, my mother, father, and we go out with some friends that we know, and we headed to Detroit, and we're gonna have a good time. I get a phone call. It's Terry, your father hit your mom. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. I just had this conversation. Man. What are you doing? I got on the phone, I said, okay, I'm a grown ass man now. Now I'm a grown ass man. I'm not 5 anymore. I already know what's up. Get everybody out the house, take them over to our aunt's house. We get to the house, first of all, I tell my mom to go, he knocked her too sideways. It's okay, Ma, go over to aunt's house. He's sitting in the bedroom, like, ain't nothing happened. I said, so what's going on? Nothing. I said, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to act up? Didn't I tell you? Bam! I hit him. And this is the thing. Now, this is what I want everybody to get. I didn't feel better. It didn't work. I thought that was all I needed to do. Yeah. And I sat down on the bed and I just started crying, man. I was just like, it didn't work.
You ain't punched that nigga who grabbed your balls, though, nigga.
Welcome to the field of fatherhood.
Welcome to the field of fatherhood. My name is Kevin with FatherFigureOnline.com. Here we got Terry Crews. Now, you may know Terry Crews as a modern-day coon. You may know Terry Crews from Everybody Hates Chris. You may know Terry Crews from that whack-ass movie where he had the hammer. I don't even remember what it was called. But nevertheless, Terry Crews is an American actor. And in this clip, he's describing how he knocked his dad the fuck out when he became an adult because of what he did, the abuse that he unleashed on his mother while Terry Crews was growing up. Now, it's a couple things that I want you to take from this video. If you're a father, A, violence is never the answer. Domestic violence is never the answer. Abuse against women or children, or anyone for that matter, is never the answer and is wrong. When I look at this clip and I see Terry Crews explaining how his dad never changed over the years, and even when he was an adult, he was still beating his mom to the point where Terry Crews actually had to go upside his head. One thing Terry Crews said is that it didn't feel better. After I hit him, after I beat him the fuck up, it didn't feel better. Violence is never the answer. You never feel better. Usually, something worse comes from once you put your hands on somebody. The only time you get points for punching somebody is if you're boxing. Emotional violence usually doesn't end well. Not to be morbid, but ask Tupac Shakur. Ask King Von. emotional violence is never the answer. Now, the other thing I want you to take from this is this. Terry Crews, at least as far as what we know, is not a violent man. So a lot of you who are abusing your girlfriends or your wives, etc., will say that, well, I was abused, or well, you know, I got a bad temper because of my father or because of my mother. Well, let me give you some news. You don't come from your parents, you come through your parents. So get out of the mindset of, well, I'm just like them, so I gotta do it. We have to stop doing that all the time. You know, it's not about how your parents handled things or how your dad was, because if you continually perpetuate the same narrative, you know, they beat me, well, I'm gonna beat my kids. You're fucked up from getting beat. So now you wanna fuck up your kids from getting beat. That's stupid. He beat my mom, I'm gonna beat my wife. Your mom's fucked up from getting beat. Now your wife's gonna be fucked up from getting beat. You're fucked up from seeing your mom getting beat. Now your kids are fucked up from seeing their mom get beat. The same way, just because your parents was broke, you don't think you need to be broke? Just because your parents lived a certain way doesn't mean that you have to live that way. Anyway, shout out to Terry Crews. If you're having issues with violence, if you're having issues with rage in the home, click the link in the bio. Click the link in the box if you're on YouTube. Purchase a one-on-one coaching session from me or one of the elite fathers on my team. Being great is a choice. I'm off the field.